The quintessential moment that I realized that people really dislike VTubers is when a game journalist magazine released a list of the most popular female streamers on Twitch, and they purposely went out of their way to omit VTubers, despite the fact that the number one female streamer on Twitch is a guy. Oh, I'm not kidding. It's that AI Neurosama. This was back last year, so like maybe things have changed, but there is a guy running a VTuber AI, and he is number one. And as you can see, Iron Mouse is number four, another VTuber is number three, and then you have like many other VTubers. Like if you want to make a poll with the top 10 female streamers, and you want to exclude VTubers, you actually need to do research. Like, you actually need to go out of your way to go like, bloop, 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 yeah? So, the only reason someone would do this is because they actually hate VTubers. And the reality is, like, I'm sorry if you hate them, but the market is speaking. Like, you are hating democracy at this point. It's grassroots. Like, people are choosing to watch these content creators over, as they like to call it, the 3D women. And, you gotta ask yourself, like, why is that? Why is it that a girl with an anime avatar manages to get more people to watch her than a girl with cleavage? And the reasoning for it, for anyone that watches VTubers, you'll notice right away that the avatar becomes stale after a week or two. Like, you get to see all the frames, you get to see all the animations, and all that's left is for the personality of the streamer to carry the stream. And this is why many of these VTubers that are on top are talented in many areas. So they can play video games, they understand pop culture. In the case of Iron Mouse, she sings opera, they can draw. So they have like a multitude of talents in order to keep people interested. When watching some of these 3D women at the top, what they do is they come up with a big cleavage, some camera angles, and either they're trying to go out of their way to be controversial and obnoxious in order to get a little bit of drama going. Like last time that I watched a e-girl that was incredibly popular, she was just sitting there. She was just sitting there and complaining about how her husband is asking her to dress provocatively for streams and how she feels abused. And she wasn't doing much. Like, there wasn't any engagement with the chat, except for her, like, reading some super chats every now and then. She was just sitting there and complaining. And I'm like, wow, is this content? Like, I understand, if she has negative things going in her life, but why doesn't she tell this to the cops? Like, why would I care? Like, I'm already having a bad day. My idea of entertainment is not to watch women that I don't know and I don't speak with share to me the negative aspects of their life that I may or may not even be able to verify, because we're not hearing his side of the story, right? So, like, that was content, apparently. Meanwhile, when you're watching these anime girls, as I mentioned before, they're playing video games, they're interacting with the chat, they're dancing in various VR formats and shit. So you can definitely see why they're more popular. Obviously, not all VTubers are like this. Like, there are other VTubers that just use the lewd avatar and they bounce around to cause the virtual titty bounce. I would never support such content creators because I think it's lazy. I'm not saying they shouldn't exist, but at the same time, it is such lazy content that I can't see myself recommending it to anyone. But, like, there is something for different types of audiences. As I said, I wouldn't ban it. It's just that I personally don't like it. Now, regarding Iron Mouse, what's happening now, as I mentioned before, these anime girls, they got a lot of haters and a lot of people that don't like them. So, obviously, especially when you're popular, the internet wants to fuck with you. So, they took down her clip channel, and now, apparently, they took down her main channel as well, issuing the copyright strike system. And a lot of people are blaming YouTube for it, but you should actually blame the American government. Like, if you're dissatisfied with the copyright strike system, the DMCA system, YouTube can't do anything about it, the government can. So, like, you'd have to petition senators if you think that the system is unfair and that the system needs to change. Basically, what happened is back in the day when YouTube was young, they were having lawsuits with various music companies because those companies were finding the content uploaded on YouTube and they were considering YouTube to be similar to a piracy website. Now, YouTube was pointing out, like, hey, we're removing this content, but at the time, they didn't have automatic tools. There was no such thing as AI. So removing the content was actually very difficult for them, especially on a platform where millions of videos were uploaded every single hour. And the companies themselves ended up being the culprits in some cases. Like, they would upload these music videos on YouTube, and then they would also report the videos in order to say that YouTube owes them money. And what ended up happening were two things. Like, number one, the government forced all of these social media companies to have a DMCA takedown system. So they are required by law. Every single platform that is made is required to have this, for a way that third-party users who believe that someone else is taking their work, they actually need to be able to have a system where they can issue a takedown notice. And YouTube has one. Now, the way it works is that some random guy looks at Iron Mouse's channel, and they say, okay, well, this music belongs to me. And under penalty of perjury, they have to give their private information. So they have to give their real name, their address, the music video, and they have to say that under penalty of perjury, they believe that that content belongs to them and that Iron Mouse is using it inappropriately. Now, Iron Mouse will receive a takedown notice. The video is removed from YouTube, and she has a couple of days in order to challenge it with an appeal. And if she appeals it, then the video gets reinstated, the strike is removed, and now the person has to actually take Iron Mouse into court. Or Iron Mouse herself can take that person into court, because she can say, well, look, you filed a false copyright claim against my channel, and you caused damages for me, you caused damages for my reputation. The video, while it was taken down, wasn't generating any views, it wasn't being monetized, so I'm going to take it to court. And she would have the information of the person that struck down the video, because it's required when you're issuing the DMCA claim. YouTube itself can also sue you if they find out that you're abusing the system. Now, the reason she's not doing any of this is because she would have to dox herself, which is probably why the person that's striking down her channels is doing it to begin with. Because if you issue the appeal, you also have to give in your personal information. And the way some VTubers work is kind of like Mexican wrestlers. You know, like, they have masks. And part of the reason why a lot of their fans like the VTubers is because they don't know who's behind the avatar. It's part of the magic. It's part of the mystery. So she doesn't like the idea of sharing that personal information, especially when you're a big streamer. You have millions of views. Again, there are going to be people that just want to fuck with you, so I can understand why she wants her privacy. But this is causing issues, because if she didn't need her privacy, she could just file the appeal. So now, from my understanding, she's actually speaking with a team of lawyers to see if there are other ways to do, like, third-party appeal notices, and I think there are. I think she can actually hire a law firm, and they will handle this situation on her behalf, but it's a little bit more complicated. So she is trying to work it out. But my point is that it's not YouTube's fault. Like, YouTube is legally required to have this system. They can't change it. They can't do anything about it. If you want the system change, you gotta petition a US senator, right? So again, every single platform that exists needs to have a DMCA takedown system if it's large enough. Which means that the moment the person claims that their video belongs to them under penalty of perjury, the video gets taken down, the user can file an appeal, and usually the appeals go through, the channel gets the copyright strike removed, video gets reinstated, and then the person that filed the original claim now has the choice to either walk away or sue, as well as the user that had their video taken down. They can also sue. But YouTube did something, actually, to try and help content creators avoid stuff like this, because in the beginning, you would use like a 5 seconds clip from a music video. You would make like an anime music video compilation, and you'd use like a 5 or 6 seconds clip, and your video would get taken down. And what YouTube did was the copyright claim system, where the music company or the author can actually choose to just take the monetization away from the original channel. So if I were to upload something that has a music video in it, then the music company can just make it so that all the revenue that that video generates goes to them. And since this is about money, usually the music companies opt in for this system, and they don't just take the videos down anymore. If they see like a very popular video, then they will just take the monetization from it. Big examples with this are videos that use the Hitler in the bunker meme. Apparently, the makers of that movie are claiming royalties if you do that, so they don't consider that the added subtitles changes a lot of the context and a lot of the stuff in order to make it transformative work. So they do it. And I also see very profitable businesses forming around this concept, where you have someone creating a new company and they go around and they buy the license for very viral TikTok videos. They contact the TikToker and they're like, oh, I see you uploaded this video. You can have it on your channel and just keep it the way it is. We just want to buy the license of using this video from you, and we're going to pay you $2,000. So the TikToker gets $2,000, and the third company then goes on YouTube and copyright claims every single video that doesn't react to that meme or that shares that meme. And now they're taking revenue from all these different channels. And this is pretty much how it's done. So the fact that this is not happening to Iron Mouse, that she doesn't just have some videos that are copyright claimed so that the people can make money, makes me believe that this is personal. Like someone just wants to fuck with her. But she does have a team of lawyers, and she is a millionaire, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.